Good afternoon, everybody. Tess Crawley here, clinical and forensic psychologist and director of Dr. Tess Crawley and Associates. And what a big day! What a big day! So today was the announcement of the results of the postal survey, where we as Australian voters were asked whether or not we thought that laws should be changed to allow for same-sex marriage. And we voted yes. Well done, Australia. I'm very, very proud today, I have to say. I anticipated there would be a yes vote, but there was just this teensy little bit that said, but what if? And I tried very hard not to listen to the what ifs, I have to say. So I'm just sharing into the stigma rebellion, so bear with me while I do that. I think that this is a historical moment in Australia's history. I remember, hi, Chris is saying yes too. Yes. All very exciting, Chris. I think that, it's a time that we'll look back on. And I think that, we don't want to talk too much about politicians and the things they do and don't do that make us cross, but this is a historical point in time. And, it's a vote for common sense. It's a vote for common decency. It's a vote for common rights. I think that, it's a time to be excited, a time to be happy for all of our friends and family and co-workers and children, for the future. Who knows where our children will be in years to come, and the rights that they have, that should be the same as everybody else, to a happy and fulfilling life with a loved partner. So, okay. Hi, Mel. Welcome. Yes, it's an exciting day indeed. I'm just sharing quickly into my other groups because I wanted to talk quickly about why I have been such a staunch advocate for marriage equality, and that I think our profession generally has been staunch advocates for marriage equality. Where are we? Meeting room. Here we go. I might share into the others later because it's been a bit of a distraction. I spent this morning 2 hours with my accountant this morning, we had a big, long, meaty talk about weighty subjects to do with my practice and where it's heading and things I'd like to achieve, and that wiped from my memory completely that the announcement was to be made at 10 o'clock this morning, because I met with him at 9:30. So while we were both yabbering away at one another, we both forgot really that was happening. So after that, I was checking on a few things on my Facebook pages, and of course Judy posted. Judy was the first to let me know, and Judy, I hope that you're watching, because I'd love for you to know that you were the first to let me know the outcome. Judy posted in the Stigma Rebellion the outcome of the vote, and it was very exciting for me to see that. Hi Georgia, hello, welcome aboard. And so it was very, very exciting for me to see and to hear from Judy that was the outcome of the vote today. As a psychologist, obviously, in my work with clients from all ages and all backgrounds, and over the years I have seen many people working through issues to do with gender identity, to do with sexual identity, to do with their relationships, to do with their fears and aspirations for the future. And, one thing that has run through all of those clients, completely different scenarios, completely different individuals, of course they're all different, but the one thing that ran through was I guess a sense of disappointment in our society, a sense of despair, a sense of feeling that they were pushing against a tide. And what I really hope is that, the postal survey, for all that we can say about the negative side of the postal, the debate that surrounded the postal survey, the one thing I really, really hope is that a message is made very, very plain to our community as a whole, that the majority of us feel that this is a non-issue. The majority of us feel that this is a basic human right, that you have the right to marry the person you love. End of story, full stop. It's not that hard. What I hope that gives in terms of a message for our particularly our younger community members, but not only young people, that sense of despair, that sense of disappointment, that sense of mistrust, making ourselves vulnerable with our friends and loved ones is hard enough. I think for those young people in particular who are feel that they need to come out, I think why are we still in a society where coming out is such a monumentous thing? There's always that question. Heterosexual individuals don't come out as heterosexuals. We are moving towards a place in time where it will be as natural as breathing. It will be as natural as announcing that you've decided to go to the school disco. It will be as natural as deciding that you've decided to go to university, announcing that you've got a partner. Whether that person is same-sex or not is irrelevant. I hope that's where we're heading. I really hope that's where we're heading, because of all that despair that I've seen, all that disappointment that I've seen, and all that mistrust in making oneself vulnerable in front of our community. So for me, I feel it's a time that I would like to celebrate, that I would like to be able to look back on and say, as a psychology practice, we have stood proudly alongside this issue and given our support to individuals facing these dilemmas in their lives, as well as the community facing this postal survey, because as a community, it's thrown a lot of issues into the mix. It's thrown a lot of misinformation, a lot of scaremongering, a lot of ridiculousness really into the mix. I saw something on the internet today. Once I knew the result of the postal survey, I had a quick look around the news channels just to see what was being said. And I can't tell you which news website it was on, but there was an announcement that that there was a yes result with a photo of two children, and there was nothing to sort of clarify what the link was between two children and the yes vote. It didn't quite make sense to me, and it did make me nervous around some of the arguments that have been put forward in the No campaign around the Safe Schools program and around the bringing children into the debate. So I hope that we see a settling down of the fear-mongering. We may not in some quarters, but I think as a community we have an obligation to continue to put our best foot forward in terms of saying this is what we believe in. We're emboldened. We believe that this is the right thing. We believe that it would be wrong to deny this basic human right to anybody. That as a community we've had our say, and we feel strengthened in making that point louder if we need to. So I'm on a bit of a soapbox today. I know with my previous post around marriage equality I was on a soapbox then too. It is a passionate area for me. It is I have a number of passionate areas. You're obviously getting to know that too. But I do feel that anything that limits basic human rights, especially when we're talking about love and compassion and equality, it makes me cross when I think of the alternative. So, I'm really glad to have a few of you here watching today while I in a fumbling manner express my excitement about the outcome of the postal survey. Obviously there's still water to come under the bridge. I saw some mention that it may be before Christmas that we see a change to the laws. I think that would be a lovely Christmas present for our communities. I'm looking forward very much to seeing all sorts of marital celebrations spring up in our communities over the coming months and years. It's an exciting time. When I came back to Tassie, I'm from Tasmania, and I lived interstate for many years, and I came back to Tassie in the mid-90s, and I came back right in the middle of the changes to state legislation decriminalising homosexuality. And I remember being gobsmacked that this was still an issue. And when I came back, I had to kind of wrap my head around the fact that the laws had been let sit for long enough that most people didn't take them seriously, but they were still there. And that worried me. You know, that was quite an upsetting thing to realise, I guess, that people could still be criminalised because of their choice of partner. Just so ridiculous. So, you know, Tassie changed those laws back in the mid-90s, and obviously we've progressed since then to now having a successful outcome for the marriage equality postal survey. So let's hope that we continue to show our compassion as a country and our compassion as a society and our generosity towards each other. And I hope that this is the beginning of exciting things to come for us as a community. Obviously there are lots of other areas where we could demonstrate more compassion and more generosity of spirit. I think, you know, we can talk about Manus Island, we can talk about refugees, we can talk about multiculturalism, we can talk about our Indigenous community. There are many areas where we could demonstrate this strength of compassion and generosity. I like it that we're making a start and we're making a step in the right direction. So I'll try and stop soapboxing for today, but I just wanted to really mark today as being a very exciting time in our country, an exciting time for our community overall. And I think we'll leave it at that. We're going to go and have a nice dinner out tonight so that the kids might remember that this is a momentous occasion in our country's history too. Have a great night, whatever you choose to do. Thank you for joining me live, those of you who are here. It's been an exciting day. I'm going to go and have a nice restful evening with my family, and I wish the same to all of you. I'll see you again tomorrow. Take care for now. Bye-bye.